Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing the GeForce 9800 GT in GTA 5. So this is an Nvidia graphics card from 2008, it's 15 years old at the moment. It has 16 CUDA cores. Yes, my friends, 16. It has a whopping 1GB of DDR2 memory, which is actually a lot for a card like this from 2008, and it's from BFG. You know, this is the real BF GPU, not the 3090. We're also pairing it today with an i7 4770K, overclocked to 4.5 GHz, 16GB of DDR3 2400 MHz RAM in dual channel, and a 1TB SSD. Let's get to the game now, shall we? Okay, let's go over the settings first. I'm using the DirectX 10 API because it doesn't support the X11. It's that old. We're using 1080p resolution, which was a huge resolution for 2008, you know, and the normal settings, which are the lowest settings in this game. Advanced graphics are all turned off. Let's go. Oh, no way. What? 5 frames? Okay. Well, I should have seen it coming, guys, but I mean, this is a GPU that's a generation newer than the 8800 GTX that I tested last time in GTA 5. That's a 2006 GPU, and it was the highest end one, and it didn't have enough VRAM for GTA 5. It stuttered quite a bit in every single settings that I utilized because it only has 768 megabytes of VRAM. This one has 1 GB, so I was expecting a smooth experience. And I mean, to be fair, we're having a smooth experience. Look at that frame time graph, my friends. It is completely flat, zero stuttering whatsoever. But of course, well, 5 FPS is 5 FPS. That's just terrible. We cannot play like this. I thought it was gonna be a little bit better, guys. Oh my goodness. So that was a quick 1080p test, wasn't it? For reference, the 8800 GTX could actually get decent FPS at 1080p resolution, but it was a stuttery mess. Now, I just discovered that we can actually play at 4K. Interesting. Supposedly, it doesn't even support higher than like 1600p res. Oh, and this is what we got, guys. I applied 4K resolution. I heard something crashing in the background, I think, probably the drivers restarting, and yeah, it defaulted to 759p in windowed mode. So, no 4K, unfortunately. Okay, that was awful. Let's try 720p resolution with the same normal settings. Okay, oh my god. No, well, at least it's getting double of what we got at 1080p res, right? Compared to 5 FPS, I can actually play at 12 FPS or 13 frames per second. That's amazing, my friends. Wow! That's sick! Oh my gosh. This was a lower-end card, by the way, back in 2008. That's why it's running like this, because we've tested older cards than this one, and they actually ran this game way better than this. Okay, now that we got a good car and we can go very fast, well, at least in the game, not really in terms of performance, I think it's probably time for us to stop 720p, because this is terrible, guys. Let's go over to the resolution again and try 800 by 600, which is the minimum res supported by this game if you don't go into the advanced settings and try some resolution scaling. Here we go, 800 by 600, still using exactly the same settings. Oh yes, it's actually not looking terrible, and we gained another like 5 frames per second compared to 720p, so slowly but surely we're getting somewhere, right? I mean, by the time we go into config files and disable the shadows and play with resolution scale at like half resolution, it will probably be playable. Look at that, we're getting 20s right now. That is amazing. And not only that, it's actually a smoother experience because of that 1 GB of VRAM than the high-end 8800 GTX. That extra VRAM is not really doing much, is it, guys? I mean, it's preventing the game from stuttering like crazy, but that's about it. Hello, Jack. How's it going, buddy? Everything all right? Oh my god, my car is completely red. Jesus. You know what, guys? I'm starting to get used to these low FPS, and it's starting to feel okay to me. Although, obviously, it's not. And again, it's headache-inducing, so you shouldn't do this. But hey, it's interesting that if we compare these FPS that we're getting here to 5 frames per second that we started with, this is actually decent, right? I can actually run around or drive around. Goodbye, Bob! I can even kill Bob. Look at that. Amazing stuff. That's all that matters, by the way, obviously. Most important thing in this world is to kill Bob. So in the forest areas with vegetation, like Bob's area right there, we actually dropped in the lower teens, I guess. And over here, we're getting like closer to 15 frames per second, which is still terrible. Why am I spending so much time at 800 by 600, right? Because we need to go lower. We definitely need to go lower. Let's go here. The frame scaling mode is the resolution scale. It's 50% of the vertical resolution. So when I apply this, we're now playing at 400 by 300 resolution. Look at this beauty, my friend. And we're getting 20s. Finally, a cinematic experience. I love it. Oh my gosh, the movies actually run at these frame rates, you know, like 24 frames per second actually. So this can be playable if it wasn't for the pixelated mess that the graphics are at the moment. But hey, it still looks like GTA 5, right? Like if we had some TAA in GTA 5, it would just look like a Vaseline mess. Like you poured Vaseline all over your screen. That's exactly what happens in newer titles at the really low resolutions. But no, it's sharp. You know, you could say it's sharp actually. It's not amazing, it doesn't look good, but it's sharp. You can individually tell the pixels and so on, and you wouldn't be able to do that in newer games with TAA. Let's go over here. Oh boy, look at that, look at that. Oh yes, that is beautiful. Oh my god, no, that is not beautiful. Alright, in the end, we got 25 FPS average, 18 1% lows, and look at the FPS that we're getting here. Look in this direction, for example. It goes up into the mid-40s. That is absolutely smooth. But it is time, my friends. It's time to go back to a reasonable resolution and disable the shadows in the config files. And to disable the shadows, you gotta go into your Documents folder, Rockstar Games, GTA 5, and open this with the notepad, and then disable shadow quality right here. Just set it to 0, save that, and that's it. Nothing else you need to do. Here we go. 1280 by 720 is the resolution. The shadow quality shows up as undefined, and it's disabled obviously, and these are all turned off. So we're at native 720p, and instead of getting what, like weren't we getting these FPS at 720p? Wait a second, like come on. No, it wasn't in this exact same scenario, right? So we gotta go down there maybe and see more FPS. Come on, game, what are you doing? Are you kidding me? This is almost the same. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play at 360p because half resolution of 720p is actually 360p. Here we go. Can we have a decent experience at 360p? Yes! Yes! We did it, my friends! We got 30 frames per second! That is amazing to see, finally! Oh my gosh. Also, if you notice, GPU utilization sometimes it's not maxed out. Actually, it's probably never maxed out here, and that's because of the old drivers coupled with the old architecture, the Tesla architecture. Every Tesla GPU that I tested so far in GTA 5 doesn't really max out the GPU utilization. It's not a CPU bottleneck like some people think it is. Okay, I've seen some comments already in my like 8800 GTX video, for example, saying that the i7 is not enough for it. The i7 is more than enough for it, okay? Woo, that's a nice car. Whoa, wait a second, I've never seen that one before. Come on. Can we actually get to it? Oh my gosh, that looks sick. Look at the hue that it has. Like a yellow hue. It kind of looks like sunset-y vibes, you know, coming from the color of this car. Hello, Jack. How's it going, buddy? Everything all right? Talk to me, buddy. What do you think about... Oh my god! What happened? Oh, okay, he's fine. He's fine. Somehow, he's totally okay. Jack, come over here. I want to hug you. I want to hug you. I really think that Jack hates us, my friends, unfortunately. I don't know what we did to him. Well, we actually ran him over today. Goodbye, Bob. Oh, we didn't kill him. We didn't kill Bob, right? Huh? What are you doing there, Rex? Wasn't this Bob? Wait, maybe this wasn't Bob. He is dead now. Rex is still there. Usually when I kill Bob, Rex goes away. Let's go ahead, try it out at 800 by 600 resolution. There we go, 800 by 600 using the frame scaling mode off because, well, we want native resolution first, right? It's looking insane. It's like 4K graphics after coming from 360p. And the FPS are not that low compared to what we were seeing at 360p either, right? Oh my god. So sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like, the car is still okay. It's still good looking. Definitely better than what I have in real life. No, actually, it is quite the drop here in terms of FPS. Never mind. I was seeing like 20s at first, but the averages are now in the teens already. Yeah, well, compared to everything that we saw with shadows enabled, this is not half bad, but I still wouldn't, obviously, unless, I mean, you really need to play like this. I don't know. Should we do like 0.75 resolution, okay? 75% res of 800 by 600, which is... There we go, it's applied now. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely better looking than 360p. I think, at least. And it's close to 30 frames per second, so this might be a decent compromise with this GPU. Again, you just really gotta get used to those super low FPS below 30, but I think at this point in the video, we're all used to that, and once you get out of this video and go watch something else, or maybe go play a game with your rigs, you will be very happy with your 60 plus FPS or whatever kind of FPS you have. Anyways, over here, this is actually one of the most intensive areas in the entire game. It has a lot of vegetation, kind of like Jack's Hill, but it's a little bit worse because it has more trees around us. It still doesn't drop as far as it does in Jack's Hill because there is that little bushy area where I get inside of the bushes and that drops FPS like crazy, but overall it is a more intensive area. So yeah, 25 FPS average, 18.1% lows. I guess these are exactly the FPS that we got with the 300p res and shadows enabled, and it looks way better than that. So we did something here today. We learned that for the one people watching this who actually has the 9400 GT, these are probably the best settings. But what about 50% resolution scale back to 300p and those jagged edges, man? Jagged edges. It's getting 30 plus, my friends. We're finally above 30 frames per second every time. That's sick. That's beautiful. I love it. Oh, okay. All right, 40s over here. That's amazing. That's amazing. We need to go back to Jack's Hill and see the 1% lows, like the minimums. Please, wait a second. Jack's friends are here. Let's free them. More of them right here. Oh, this is nice. This is a nice little farm, right? Well, unfortunately for the farmers, I like to see freedom in the animals. Okay, finally. We're here. We're here in Jack's Hill again. Did I see him? I don't think so. Yeah, that's just a little bush right there. Hello, buddy. I knew you liked me and you forgave me. Yeah, I love you too, Jack. I love you too. Let's leave everything that happened previously behind us. It's all good. All right. Oh, it still drops, guys. It still drops a lot here. But all right, guys. I think that's it for this one. Oh, wait a second. I just remembered we can actually play at 4K. Okay, I set it to 1080p here. All right, I'm gonna disable this just to compare it a little bit to what we saw previously, right, with shadows enabled. This is 1080p without shadows now at native resolution. Come on, let's go. It's still the same piece of crap that we saw previously, with maybe like 2 or 3 more FPS, but it is completely terrible. To play at 4K, my friends, I got a trick up my sleeve. It's 2 times frame scaling mode. That doubles our vertical resolution and makes it 4K. Come on. Can I even apply that? Oh my god. You got 5 seconds. Come on. All right. Well, I guess we got a glimpse of it. 2 FPS, right? I can't apply it. I'm gonna try again. We can do this. I'm even gonna try to go with the mouse this time. Yes, I'm clicking everything I can with all my power. I cannot do this. Okay, well, that's been it, my friends. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.